Attention, all stations. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir, tout le monde, et bienvenue. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, Simplex Net, also known as AREG, for Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. This week is 1,584 times that AREG has been on the air consecutively. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton, Ontario. This net is on every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending around 10 p.m. local time here on 146.430 megahertz. Since this is a simplex net, not everyone will be able to hear everyone else. And so we also stream the net on YouTube, so people who tune in can hear stations they cannot hear on their radio. They can hear how their audio sounds on the air, see their signal strength, as well as see my station layout. Just type in my call, again, it's VA3CJZ, into the YouTube search box and look for us live. Tonight we'll be under the title AREG Week 1584. And finally, we ask that you please try and leave at least a 1 second delay between transmissions to allow others to break in. May I now have check-ins for this evening's AREG? Please come now.
J3 XJ.
Victor Alpha 3, India, Mike Whiskey. Boy, that Rick guy is quick.
Victor Alpha 3, November, Charlie Alpha.
All right, we've got three in there, and so let's start with number one, VA3AXJ. Rick, come on in.
I just wanted to beat Paul. How's it going, Chuck?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. I've been hibernating for the last several days. Haven't even been outside except to, I think last time I was out was to take the trash out last week. So yeah, tomorrow though, I do have to go for a walk, whether it rains or not, I have to go out. And yeah, I've been kind of quiet on the radio. Actually, I've been busy with some handhelds, new handhelds I bought, and just checking them out, getting used to it. And how about you? What's new and exciting with you, Rick?
Oh, not too much. I got to go tomorrow for that bone density test.
Again.
Not looking forward to that, but that's at 12 o'clock, so at least I don't have to get up so damn early.
Yeah, don't get lost this time. So, yeah, I don't know if that's painful or not, what you're going through, but I wish you well.
No, you just lay on the bed and they just scan over top of your body. That's about it. There's nothing else to it, really, not that I know of. Should be,
That's what it is.
I think it takes about a half an hour, something like that.
Oh, yeah. I think what I was thinking about, Rick, was the a bone marrow transplant. Apparently, that's quite painful from what I've heard.
We don't want to talk about that stuff.
Ah, very good. Okay, Rick. Well, thanks for joining us, my friend. And do you have anything else for us before I go down the list?
On this day, get going. No, I'll be here, though. I'll be listening.
All right, very good. So let's clear with Rick and say hello to Mac, VA3 India Mike Whiskey. Come on in, Mac.
Good evening, Chuckles, and thank you very much for being prompt and on time to start the net. I was there tapping my toe on the RSB repeater waiting for Chris to come in, and darn it, he was late. Anyways, I'm sure it has a good explanation. Maybe he just needed to finish drying his hands or something like that. Anyways, yeah, Rick is pretty quick on the draw. Quick draw. it's been a fun week up and down the road. Some weather coming at us. Well, you know, it is Canada and it is winter, and that's what it's all about. Thankfully, snow day yesterday wasn't too bad, but the weatherman scared a bunch of people, so traffic was very light. I mean, I'm assuming a lot of people that would have been traversing the highway decided to work remotely, and that's why traffic was so light. And today was actually kind of worse because it was foggy and snarly, miserable, drizzly, kind of hard to see and stuff like that. But not got there, got home, and unscathed. Looking forward to the weekend. Hopefully, warmer temperatures. It would be nice if the rain subsided so things could dry out. Because you never know. Maybe right around the corner we'll have another cold spell. So we want to make sure everything dries up first. Other than that, yeah, I agree. Get going on this day. What else is going on? Yeah, funny story. I actually had my days mixed up when I got home. I mentioned to the guys on ZOE that I was going to pop over to 446.125 and get ready for the net. And then I got over there. Well, lo and behold, Pierre and Steve followed me. So not only was I a little twisted on my dates, but my confusion drew in a couple of more unwitting suspects. So we did some Simplex signal reports amongst the three of us, and then tallied back over to the ZOE repeater. And the good news is we had a chance to teach Pierre how to use his XFC button, so he can now check everybody on reverse. And that's Pierre's new skill. Anyways, Chuck, I'll let you go ahead and say hello to Wade and everybody else that's listening and waiting patiently in the wings for me to shut up. Back to you.
Very good, Mac. Very good. Geez, where do I begin? Well, first of all, I do have a question. I have a general question to anyone who might be or have been experiencing some antenna issues during the last, these winter months, right? I know you have some issues with your long wire, I think. And so I was wondering when you think you'll be able to allot some time. We're going to start seeing some above zero temperatures there for the next week. So I was wondering if you had any plans to tackle that or not.
Well, you know, it shouldn't be all that difficult to heave a line up over the tree, you know, a half-inch nut on a braided fishing line and throw that up through the branches. You know, it has to be not too windy. I don't want to get wet and cold and miserable because I'm already miserable even when I'm not wet and cold. So, yeah, if this weekend allot some time where I can do that, then, yeah, potentially would be nice if Saturday would cooperate and we could pull that wire back up into place. I have my repaired long wire sitting here in a big mass on the floor in the shack. I spliced it back together, did a linesman splice, so everybody could look that up on Google. Since the wire is stainless steel, it cannot be soldered. So I did a linesman splice, and I had heat shrink tubing that I pushed over one side of the break before I spliced it, pulled the material back over and shrunk it, and then doubled up with some electrical tape over the spliced area. So that's good and strong. So since you've already found the linesman splice as you Googled it, you'll see that historically that's what they used to use when they had telegraph wires break. It's a splice that uses the strength of both wires. Both of them tangle together. They don't require solder, and it's a
Lineman
stronger splice
splice.
than any other that you can do. Right? And then I can get that restrung. The 40 meter wire that I've got out there right now is working okay for the time being. It's just not as acute on the hearing side. So I'm still able to get out with a good signal, 40 through 10 meters. Yeah, that seems to be working good. However, you know what? As long as my 80 meter wire is not, never mind. Nothing against listening to Rick on Monday nights. That's me. You asked.
Very good, very good. The one thing I got out of that is it also has another name. It's called the Western Union Splice or lineman splice. Very good, Mac. Thank you for that. A little bit of info. I'm sure we'll find something new to chat next round. Thank you so much. Let's clear with you and say hello to Wade. Sorry, waiting in the wings. Try and say that 3 times. Anyways, VA3 NCA, come on in.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA. Good evening, Chuck, and good evening, everyone on net. I'm getting you nice strong tonight, clear, no issues, and S7 to my location. The weird thing is that I'm getting a lot of noise from what is usually a really clear signal from Mac. It's readable, but there's a lot of crackle in there, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but nonetheless, I'm reaching you just fine. Other than that, tonight could go one of a few ways. I think I'm going to have to QSY over to YouTube for as much of it as I can stick around for. The planned portion of the evening. I have to pick my daughter up from work, or around 9:15 or so. So I'm going to duck out for that. But the other part is I just got word that there is a fire on McMaster campus in the utility tunnels that connect to the building where my office is. So don't know what's going on there, but we have some equipment that I may be called in to work off to look at. So going to let the fire folks do what they do best without getting in their way and wait to hear about what my next few hours is going to look like. Anyways, it sounds like it's an unpopulated section of the building, so there ought not be any injuries, but I'm hoping that's the case. So it will be an interesting rest of the evening. Call me if you want, but don't expect me to necessarily answer. I will QSY to YouTube though to listen along. I will send it back to you now. VA3NCA.
We have out of phase echo between us.
There we go. So that would explain that issue there, Wade. Well, geez, I'm so sorry to hear that unfortunate fire going on there. Hopefully the damage is minimal, and I'll say thank you for checking in with us. And if you are able to rejoin us at some point later on, or if you're not called in anywhere, to by all means jump in there and let us know you're still around. If not, that's fine. You continue on and keep us informed as to what's going on. That'd be interesting. Thanks again, Wade. Anything else?
Not really at this point. I will listen along, and if I miss it, I'm going to have to catch on replay on YouTube the this day in history and those events. But otherwise, I do have one more thing. I'm going to have to, as much time as I spend on it this week, I'm going to have to get twice my AREG fix in, because next week I also have a work event that's unfortunately going to conflict. So I'm not going to be around next week, but I'll just listen twice as hard for the time I'm here tonight. That's it for me, and I'll let you pick up some more folks. VA3NCA, back to net control.
Okay, Wade, very good then. Yeah, that's right. All my YouTube videos are available on the site. And again, you just put up, punch in my call, VA3CJZ, and you can listen to any AREG net that you'd like. So, and you can also, if you've missed, if you're looking at us live, you can move the slider at the bottom back to where you would like to hear, and yeah, you can move it anywhere you like. Okay, so with that, we'll clear with Wade, and good luck, my friend. And I'd like to also acknowledge VA3FMB, Wayne B. Good evening, sir. And Flynn checked in with us on YouTube. VE3FJJ. Hope everything's going well with you there, Flynn. And thanks for checking in. And with that, let's see if anybody else is out there would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now.
Echo 3, Bravo, Mike
Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf.
Ooh. That was a close one. All right, I heard two stations there. Boy, that was a that was a tight race. You guys doubled BMO and NFG, and Pierre got in there, and I think Steve was hurting there, but gave it a good go. But I did hear both of you, so let's say hello to VE3 BMO Pierre.
G'day, Chuck, and sorry, Steve. Yeah, just a check-in for you. The wife would have checked in, but she's fallen asleep. She got to go to work tomorrow, and I got the next 4 days off. So that's why I'm here this evening. Back to you.
Oh, there we go. Excellent. Well, that's too bad. We'll have to make sure that Pookie gets into the net one of these nights. What's the call again? What's the call?
Call is Victor Echo 3, Kilowatt Bravo Victor.
Oh, okay. Victor at the end. Got it. All right. Very good. Well, like I said, Pierre, you're just slamming in here at full tilt, and you fill up my my screen there with the signal. So it sounds good too. Audio's good. Thanks for checking in.
Yep, not a problem there, Chuck, and good evening, Steve, and everybody else on that. I'll stand by and I'll listen along. Back to you, Nick. So.
All right, so we'll clear with Pierre and say hello to Steve, Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf.
Hi, Chuck. How's it going there? Hello to everybody on net. Yeah, I was just flipping around there on my menu. I was at 5 watts there. So I don't know why it was at 5 watts, but we're back up to its full 50 watts, as you know this radio very well there, Chuck. But I'm sure even at 5 watts from me to you is probably just about the same in signal strength. Anyway, just checking in here, Chuck, there for your net. It's 8:18. I might be going portable here upstairs. Just doing a couple things around here. Other than that, that's about it, Chuck. Thanks for doing it, and we'll be hanging out. VA3 NFG.
All right, Steve. Well, thanks for checking in. I do appreciate it, and yeah, we'll you can pick me up on the portable there. I'm sure from your location, no problem. And I haven't really checked out the bands today, but the last couple of days I know are pretty rough, and it's looking like the conditions aren't that great right now, but unless there's another storm headed this way, what does it say here on QRZ? It says, solar flux is at 172. Visible sunspots 108. That's way down than normally. It's up there past 150, 160. And so, and then of course, 55% probability of a solar flare. So it's a 50-50 almost. Okay, Steve. Well, thanks for checking in. I do appreciate it, sir. You carry on, and Hope everything is going well with you.
Yeah, okay, Chuck. Yeah, right on. I don't know, FDA's been pretty good today. Since 7:30, I've got what I got: Balearic Island, South Africa, Barbados, Dominican, South Africa, Belgium, Northern Ireland, Spain, Portugal, Angola, St. Helena Island, Puerto Rico, and my latest one was Colombia. So there you go.
VE3MQ.
Okay, MQ, you're acknowledged. Please stand by. And Steve, very good. Wow. All right. Well, congratulations then. That's really good. All right. So we'll clear with you and say hello to Tom. VE3MQ. Come on in, Tom.
Good evening, gentlemen and ladies, if there's anybody in there. Just a bean for the pot, and just a quick note to everybody that's listening. I just got off the net there for the St. Catharines repeater for the Niagara repeater system. They are not having their annual Hamfest in February, as it got too costly to rent that hall. So they are going to be renting somewhere else. May 25th. They're going to be at some other place inside and tailgating. Apparently, they've already posted it up on their webpage. So just to let everybody know that there is no Hamfest in February in St. Catharines.
Oh, okay, Tom. Well, thanks for that information. And well, that's going to be nice then. When they do have it, the weather will be much nicer.
I don't think that they'll get many people there, being May 24 weekend, but you never know, right?
Yeah, as soon as you said May 20th, and I'm like, 25th, oh, the day after. Yeah, it might work. Yeah, sure. Why not? But okay, Tom, thanks for that announcement. You got anything else for us?
No, nothing at all. I just because a couple of guys had asked me if I knew anything about it, and I just happened to be on there and asked them right at the right time. So at least now we know not to scramble down to St. Catharines in a snowstorm in February.
Yeah, exactly. Oh well, I think that was my first Hamfest I went to actually. So yeah, I haven't been in a while. Okay, well, thank you, Tom, for checking in and for that announcement. For that matter, does anyone else have any announcements they'd like to make? Please come now.
Quick, E3WKG.
Oh, I almost double tapped and keyed on you there. I think that's VE3WKG. All right, haven't heard that call in a while. Come on in, Kevin. How are you?
Hey, Chuck, not too bad. Just in there doing dishes and cleaning up the kitchen, and been running back and forth here. Wait, just to give you a quick check in there, and I'm going to get back in the kitchen cleaning and doing dishes, and I'm going to make me a late dinner. I'll have the radio on, though. Next time around, you can give me a try there. I'll probably be back by then. VE3WKG. Yeah, I've been using that call all day, calling POTA. I was amazed getting out all morning and all day into the POTA stations. I could hardly hear, and they could hear me on my 10-watt radio saying, give me 5 and 9, 5 and 8. Good signal reports, too, on a bunch of the different bands. Quite amazed. Just waiting for the cable. It should be coming in any day, and I could turn it into a 100-watt radio. Back to you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Waiting for that cable. Right on. Yeah, waiting with anticipation, I'm sure. Okay, Kevin. Well, hey, so you've been hitting a lot of FT8 there lately?
Yeah, FT8, FT4. I just come back from doing some FT8. I think I was on 80 there the last, chasing the POTA guys around there. But yeah, it was weird tonight. I was getting a lot of people calling me. And then I give them a signal report, and they're calling and calling like 10 times. Like after 3 or 4 times, just give up. Then I go to put it back to CQ, and they're still calling me. So then the program wants to answer. Crazy. Then I had a bunch of lines, if Tom's still listening, like somebody was doing a carrier on the frequency where I was. You ever see the big line? I remember Tom saying, oh, look at the big line where I was transmitting. Well, I was just getting that too, and it was coming in really strong. So I moved to a different frequency. It didn't follow me.
Yeah, I just had some on 20.
Yeah. Sometimes you wonder, hey, is someone doing that deliberately? Like to be right on top of the same frequency you are. But I think it's just weird noise, eh? Noise in the airways, because it was only there, and then once I moved, it was gone, though. All right, guys, going to get back to the kitchen. Got a pile of dishes to do. VE3WKG.
Okay, Kevin, very good. Thanks for checking in and sharing that with us. Like our pad would say, oh, it's probably because of the fog, eh? The fog is making the radio waves bounce more and or absorb the signals, one of the two. Anyways, okay, Kevin. Well, thank you for checking in. I do appreciate it. And so we'll clear with you and see if anyone else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ.
Victor Echo 3, Quebec Echo Echo.
Okay, I heard Victor Echo 3, Quebec Echo Echo. Was there another station in there at the same time? Please come now.
3, Charlie Juliet Whiskey.
Oops. Okay, Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Whiskey. All right, so let's say hello to Marty, VE3QEE. Please come in.
Good evening to all on frequency, and propagation doesn't seem to be quite as good tonight. There's a little bit of bacon frying. I'm not hearing any of the other signals too well here in Ancaster. Over.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm sure you probably can hear Mac, though. Mac is right in there. Mac, why don't you say hello so he doesn't feel left out?
Hello, Marty. If you can't hear this, well, we're going to have to take you into the clinic.
It's just, it's like a string in joining 2 tin cups, Mac. You're right there, over.
Yeah, QSL. You're like 40 over 9. Keep up the good work, and I'll let you finish up with Chuck.
Fine business. Well, Chuck, here we are again. I'm probably going to be leaving in a few minutes, but I thought I'd check in while I was here. And I just got through sewing a badge on my uniform shirt. I volunteer at the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum on Thursdays, and I'm pressing a new shirt into service. So I had to sew a half wing. If you're not a pilot, you only get half a wing, because you can't fly with half a wing. Over.
Oh, is that what that means? Ah, very good. So there you go. If you ever see a badge that's got half a wing, it's a civilian pilot or non-pilot. I don't know. But anyways, right on. Very good, Marty. Well, thanks for checking in. I've got you coming in here. Great signal strength, at least 10, 15 over S9 from Ancaster. So great job on 2 meter simplex. Thank you for checking in, Marty. If you have to leave, that's plenty fine. I do appreciate you. Do you have anything else?
Nothing right off the top of my head, Chuck, other than stay safe. It could freeze tonight, and pretty treacherous out there. I was out there earlier, and not too nice. Anyway, we'll have to take the weather as it comes. It is January. 73 for now, Chuck, and thanks for picking me up.
Okay, always a pleasure, Marty. And yes, be careful out there if you're heading out. I'm reading 1.8 down here below the escarpment, but overnight might go down to freezing. And if you're out and about there, the roads are slick anyways. So, anyways, thank you for checking in, Marty, and have a great rest of the evening. And so let's go to Chris next, I believe. And that is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Whiskey. Come on in, Chris.
And rechuck.
Yeah, good evening, Chuck. Somebody for a recheck after. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Whiskey. Chris in North Burlington. No traffic right now, just checking in and here for the duration. Hang out with you on a Wednesday night. A wonderful way to spend a Wednesday. So no traffic for now, but here for the rest of the night. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Whiskey. Chris in North Burlington.
Okay, very good, Chris in North Burlington. Well, I've got you at a 10 over S9 at my location here at the Center Mall in Hamilton. So, very good copy on you, sir. Thank you for checking in, and please enjoy the rest of the net. Recheck, go ahead.
Thanks, Chuck. Okay, guys, May 25th, 2024, and it's not going to be in St. Catharines this year. It's going to be at the Black Creek Community Center, 2959 Baker Road, Stevensville, Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
So you might want to go to the zoo while you're there. General admission is going to be $10. Tables inside will be $15 and $10 outside, and with one admission. So that's where it's going to be for the in-park Big 44 big event, May 25th in Stevensville, Ontario. Go ahead, Chuck.
Okay, Tom. Well, thanks for that clarification. And I'm sure people that might forget all that info can just log into their website and get the info. Probably OnTARS will get info on it too, and a couple other ones. All right, Tom. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. And I couldn't hear Marty nor Chris.
Oh, okay. Well, I must have a nice clear shot from my location then. So Chris is coming in at 10 over S9. So, and then Marty was a little stronger at about 15 over. So I've got a good spot here.
Yeah, very good. Just one thing, is Scott on here? VE3QU? I guess not. Okay, go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, okay. I know I heard Paul, PDL, like 5 minutes before the net started, and I asked him, do you want me to put you in the log now? And he says, no, it's okay. I'll check in. But you can if you want. So anyways, I think I'll put Paul in the log now, just so I don't forget. All right, with that taken care of, let's jump up to the contests that coming up this weekend and do those. And let's start off with, where are we here? Contest calendar. Oh, I wanted to start with field day. Winter field day, that is. And that'll be on January 27th at 1900 Zulu. So Saturday around, I think it's 3 or 4 in the afternoon until Sunday, same time, 24-hour contest. And that is for any mode, or see the rules for exemptions, but all bands except Wark bands. So should be pretty interesting. People going out. The weather's going to be great this weekend, so I can see a lot of people going out and activating parks, and maybe you can mix in a winter field day and a parks on the air at the same time. So that's for any mode too. So interesting. Next, we've got the Classic Exchange phone, and that's for FM, single sideband, and AM. 2 meters, 6, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. There you go.
Winter field day, no FT8 or FT4.
Oh, did you check that? Is that the exception?
QSO.
So, all right, for clarification, it's any mode except the exceptions of FT8 and FT4. Okay, thank you very much, Mac, for that. And let's see, what else did I want to highlight here? There's a whole bunch of CW contests. If you have a 160 meter, there's the CQ 160 meter contest, and that's for 2 days. Then there's the REF contest, again CW, that won't start until Saturday. And then there's a BARTG BART G RTTY sprint. There's another. Is that the one? Oh, the UBADX contest, and that's for single sideband. And geographic focus is from Belgium, and participation is worldwide. And that's for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80.
CE3 KCI.
Ooh, look at that. I heard a VE3 KCI. Art, I hear you loud and clear. Come on in.
Yeah, how you doing? I thought I'd just quickly check in. I'm feeling under the weather, but I thought I'd go and check in before I go back to bed.
Oh, dear. Okay. Well, I'm sorry you don't feel well there, Art, but by golly, you're coming in great there. S7, I think I saw on the meter, and I can hear every single word. So sorry to hear you're a little under the weather.
It's not so much under the weather. It's my legs just throbbing like crazy. I just every time I try to move, they just ache and ache and ache. So I thought I'd just quickly check in. So just to let you know that I'm not feeling the greatest tonight, but I thought I'd just check in anyway.
Okay, Art, you're such a trooper. I do appreciate it. Well, it's only currently 8:37 p.m. If you take an hour nap and you feel better, you could join us a little later on during the end. If not, we'll catch you next week then. I do appreciate you checking in, sir. I know all this dampness. I'm surprised. I have a tricky knee. It usually tells me about a day or two before it's going to rain. But this time it didn't happen. That's very strange. But I can see dampness causing a lot of issues with arthritis and so on. So thanks again for checking in, Art. Do you have anything else for us?
Yeah, I haven't heard from my little buddy, Mr. BK. I haven't heard anything from him lately.
Yeah, last I heard of him was on Monday night there. He was on the net. And yeah, so I don't know if he's going to check in here, but if he does, I'll be sure to let him know that you were here.
Oh, I appreciate it. And, yeah, I haven't heard anything from him at all, so I mean, I just wondering how he's doing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was that last part? How he's doing?
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as far as I know, he wasn't ill or anything like that. But like I said, that was Monday, and a lot of people seem to have a lot of doctor's appointments and that during the winter. It's year round actually. But anyways, Art, I hope you feel better soon and cheer up. The days are getting longer and the temperature is getting warmer.
Thank God for that.
Yes, sir. All right, sir. Well, if you want to, like I said, go and lay down there, by all means. But thank you again for checking in.
Yeah, well, I figured I was still early in the night, and I figured, well, I better go and check in, even if it's going to be busy or not. I'm going to try to get a call in.
Yeah, well, the check-ins haven't been coming in that quickly, but that's okay. We're just getting ready to do another call.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find somebody to go give me a helping hand. I want to hook up my new radio yet.
Yes, I know. I think it was previously mentioned. There's a few people that have uh, antenna damage of their own that they have to look after as well, and so I'm sure once that their things are out of the way, you'll get a volunteer to help you out.
Yeah, I want to get that new radio up and running and put this on the bed.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be, chomping at the bit myself. So I wish you a speedy visitation from somebody who can help you out soon.
I hope so. Besides that, my eyesight is not going very good. With right eye, I can barely see anything out of it. The left eye starts to go.
Yes, sir. I understand. Okay. Well, like I said, hope you get that taken care of soon, and take care of yourself. Okay. One last time, Art. Do you have anything else for us?
Negative.
Okay. Very good then. So we'll clear with a very clear Art. VE3KCI got a very good copy on him tonight. So let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. Please come now.
So it's called. All right, everybody, take care.
Okay, Art. Good night. You did key up right on top of a station there that was trying to check in, but let's try that again. That station, please come again.
Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform.
Okay, Tom, in Burlington, Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform. Geez, Tom, it seems like every time you check in here, you get walked on.
Yeah, I know, that's what happens when you run only 5 watts. But I don't give up. Sorry, good evening to you, Chuck, and everybody else in the net here. Yeah, up Burlington, yeah, I get you at a full scale there tonight. Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I got you at an S9, very respectable. I can hear everything you're saying. So, how's things going? What have you been up to?
Oh, working away. That's about it. And yeah, not doing a lot outdoors for sure. And spending more time on the radio and more time with watching TV and stuff like that. But other than that, nothing overly odd here.
Oh, okay, very good. I haven't been very active in the last few days on HF myself. I've actually taken up buying those cheap handheld radios and checking some of the newer ones out there, and yeah, that's been keeping me busy.
Yeah. Well, I guess like I say, everything's QRP here. Probably in the springtime or whatever, maybe a flea market or maybe a radio. Probably get an amplifier for the VHF and UHF eventually. Get a little bit more power out. I got the Magnum mount antennas, but yeah. Other than that, I mean, spend a little bit of time on circling the bands and DMR and fusion and all that stuff. There's lots to play around with in this hobby for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My neighbor Kevin VE3WKG just bought an amp there for his QRP radio. I think it's a QRP, an ICOM 705, I think it is, and he's just waiting for a cable to come in so he can hook it up and start using it.
Yeah, I got the Yaesu FT817, and that's a pretty good radio on all the bands. And yeah, I had it for quite some time, and yeah, I love that radio. It's got some really good reception for sure. But yeah, other than that, nothing else new at this end there, Chuck. I'm just gonna sit here and listening along for a little bit, and I'm gonna be hit the hay pretty soon. And like I say, every day I gotta wake up at 4:30 a.m. So thanks for doing it there, Chuck, and I'll pass it back to you and see if we get some more Chuck into PA3 CJZ VE2C.
All right, Tom. One last thing. What's the max power on that radio?
It's the same thing as a regular handheld. I think it's got 3 power levels, like a half a watt, and then there's 1 watt, and then 5 watts is the max.
Oh, wow. Hey, I thought QRP radios were 10 watts. Okay.
Maybe some of them could be, but this particular one is the 5 watts max.
All right. Good to know. Okay, Tom, thanks for checking in. I do appreciate it. And you have yourself a fine evening. Listen along for as long as you like there. We'll be here for a little while yet. And so we'll clear with Tom out in Burlington, VE3 Charlie Echo uniform, and see who else is out there would like to join us here on the weekly amateur radio exchange group, Simplex Net. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Yankee Lima.
Okay, I copy one station, Debbie, VA3, Oscar Yankee Lima. Come on in, Deb. How's it going?
Oh, not bad. Had to take the dog for a walk in the rain, so I got drenched. So I'm just having a tea and trying to set up my Yaesu 857 for digital modes. I like my digital modes, so that's fun. And nothing else going on. We had to put our cat down this past week, so it's a little quieter around the house, but he's not suffering anymore, so that's a good thing.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so sorry to hear that. And I believe you posted a lovely picture. And yeah, sad to hear.
Yeah, well, I had to make an appointment with the vet to take him in, and then I had to wait a little longer than I should have. So I feel bad for that. He had to suffer an extra day, but it is what it is. I couldn't do anything else. So, but now he's running around chasing the birds and the mice.
Yeah, over the Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, so I know. I still, every time I look at the picture on my wall of my dog, which is right in front of me here, it tugs at the heartstrings for sure. But anyways, Deb, have you been active on the radio lately?
I made a couple parks on the air contacts on the weekend. Other than that, no, I've been playing around with trying to get the 857 working. I finally got it working tonight, so I want to do some 2-meter FT8, so I got to fix it a little bit more and play with it to make sure everything's working okay.
You got too many radios, and then you got to relearn how to use them.
Yep. That's about the gist of it. Different computer, different radio, different, what do you call those little sound card things?
Yeah.
Like a signal link, but mine's a digi-rig. So, yeah. and it's too far in between when I play with them, I forget. Good thing I write everything down.
Yeah, taking what do they call them? Crib notes. Taking notes comes in handy. I know I have a manual tuner over here. I can pretty much eyeball most of the bands by now, but for a while I would write down, let's say, 14.200. I'd write down the settings for my inductor and all the settings and that, so that I would just glance over on the notepad and say, oh, okay, 14.200, it's over here. And then, oh yeah, so taking notes does work.
As long as you don't lose the notes. Anyway, I'll let you see if there's anyone else out there.
Well done.
And I'll be listening along for on this day, and hopefully I'll be here for the next round.
Okay, very good, Deb. Thanks a bunch for checking in. Appreciate it. So we'll clear with you. And I'd like to acknowledge 3 new check-ins on YouTube. And that would be VE3KKP, Kevin. We've got Bill, VE3IUK. And we've also got Mark, VE3RYI. Thanks for checking in, gentlemen. You're making the tally go up. We're at 18 check-ins so far. Let's see who else is out there would like to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now. All right. Well, I already said what the contests coming up were and the solar conditions. We could go ahead and start off with something related to on this day that I put together. Do we have any announcements from anyone? Something you'd like to share? Please come now. Okay. All right. So everybody wants us to get started with this. So I'll just go ahead and get started. So here I've got a list of things here related to amateur radio questions and some of the answers that were given that I found. So a lot of people that might be listening that don't have a license and would be interested in getting one. One of the questions is, what is the exam for ham radio license in Canada? To earn your certificate with basic qualification, you'll need to pass a written exam. This is a 70% pass grade, and it's a 100-question multiple choice test covering such topics as radio operating practices, basic electrical theory, and the radio communication regulations that apply to amateur radio. For taking a test, if you're interested, contact either the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club, which is found on the website hamiltonarc.com, and you can contact them, or get a hold of Arpad. He's also a certified examiner, and he has 2 calls, Victor Echo 3 November Echo, or Victor Alpha 3 Victor Alpha Delta. Now, you can also practice the exam online before you take it. Just Google Amateur Radio Practice Exam, and it's free, and you can use it as often as you like. And the webpage you're looking for will be from Innovation, Science, and Economic Development. Any questions on that? Anyone? All right. Oh, I got a little thing here about simplex versus repeaters. This is generally for people that are new, because an experienced ham would not need to really know this. But in any case, if you are talking to another ham directly on one frequency with no repeater involved, that is simplex operation. FM repeater operation uses 2 frequencies, the repeater receive frequency and the repeater transmit frequency. Okay, here's something about GMRS, also known as General Mobile Radio Service. In Canada, GMRS users do not require a license. In the US, FRS is now the term for radios under 2 watts, and GMRS requires a license. Now, that's in the States. You don't need one here in Canada. And is for radios between 2 watts and 5 watts. In Canada, you're limited to 2 watts power on the GMRS and combined GMRS slash FRS channels, uh, 0.5 watts on the FRS. So you're limited well, you don't need a license, but 2 watts power on the GMRS and zero point 0.5 on FRS. Do you need to know Morse code for ham radio in Canada? Well, the federal government eliminated the 12 words per minute Morse code qualification in 2001. Canadian amateurs now have access to all amateur bands with the 5 words per minute Morse code qualification. The advanced qualification and basic with honors will also permit use of HF bands. Here's a question I've asked myself before. Now I know the answer. Do you have to speak English on ham radio? Well, ham radio operators are allowed to communicate in any language they are comfortable with. However, English is often used as a common language for international communication on ham radio due to its widespread use and understanding among operators from different countries. This is from October 2022. I found this. Next, what are the 4 golden rules of communication? The 4 golden rules for radio communication. 1 is clarity. Your voice should be clear. Number 2, simplicity. Keep your message simple enough for intended listeners to understand. 3, brevity. Be precise and to the point. And number 4, security. Do not transmit confidential information on a radio unless you know the proper security technology is in place. And that was from January 23. And what does break mean in amateur radio? Well, break is equal to interruption to a transmission to communicate urgently. An emergency would be a distress call, only to be used when there is an imminent danger to life and immediate assistance is required. Stand by means wait for a short period and I will get back to you. So there you go. The 3 ones are break. That's for interruption to transmission to communicate urgently. Number 2 is emergency. That means it's a distress call. And of course, you heard stand by. Why do we say copy on the radio, you might ask? Copy does not mean the same as Roger. Copy is used in communications between stations and indicates to the sender that the information for the receiver has been received satisfactorily. Roger acknowledges receipt and conveys that the receiver intends to take action based on the information conveyed. And finally, what is rag chewing? Well, amateurs use the slang expression rag chew or rag chewing to refer to an extended, informal conversation, a variation of the common idioms chewing the fat and chewing the rag. So there you go. That's the explanation for those. Do we have any questions or comments or check-ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3 CJZ. Please come now. All right. Well, that wraps up that portion. It is currently 8:59 p.m. and 1.8 degrees Celsius outside the CJZ studio. And I guess we'll begin now with On This Day. And this is On This Day 152. And that number equals weeks. So let's go for famous birthdays on January 24. We'll start with Hadrian or Hadrian. And that goes all the way back to the year 76 BC. The Roman emperor and builder of Hadrian's Wall, born in Italy. And we go all the way from 76 AD to 1905. Howard J. Howard Marshall. He's an American businessman and husband of Anna Nicole Smith. Remember that old guy she married? He was born in Pennsylvania and he died in 1995. He was quite wealthy. Anyways, that's the guy's name, and he was born on this day in 1905. Next, we have Walter Haas Jr. Haas spelled Haas. He was born on this day in 1916, and he's also an American businessman and sports team owner. He owns Levi Strauss and the Oakland A's. He was born in San Francisco, California, died in 1995, same as the other old rich codger. I'm just kidding. Next, we've got Ernest Borgnine, born on this day, 1917. He passed away in 2012, and he's an American Academy Award-winning actor. He was Marty in the movie From Here to Eternity. He was in McHale's Navy. Remember that old black and white sitcom? He was in the movie The Poseidon Adventure, and born in Connecticut. Next, we've got born on this day in 1924, John Spencer, Earl of Spencer, actually, English peer and father of Diana, Princess of Wales, born in London, England, and he died in 1992. Let's go to Ray Stevens, celebrating 84 years today. I thought he was older. Ray Stevens was born on this day, 1939. American country, pop, and novelty singer, songwriter. He wrote Ahab, the Arab, Everything is Beautiful, The Streak. Born in Clarkdale, Georgia. Remember the song, The Streak? Lookity, lookity, look at him go. Next, we've got Neil Diamond celebrating 82 years today, born in 1941. Neil Diamond is an American singer-songwriter. You may remember Sweet Caroline, I'm a Believer, Solitary Man. He was born in Brooklyn, New York. Next, we have Sharon Tate. She was born on this day, 1943. And brutally murdered in 1969. Nonetheless, she was born in Dallas, Texas. And yeah, she'd probably still be with us today if it wasn't for Charles Manson. Okay, next we have John Belushi, born on this day in 1949. And he passed away at the age of 33 in 1982. Of course, John Belushi is an American comedian. He was with Saturday Night Live from 1975 to 1980. And he played in the movie Animal House. He was also a singer in the Blues Brothers. Born in Chicago, Illinois. Next, we have Mary Lou Retton, born on this day in 1968. Mary Lou Retton is an American gymnast. She won the Olympic gold all around in 1984. Very popular gymnast born in Fairmont, West Virginia. All right, this next guy, the only reason I picked him was because of his name. He was born on this day, January 24th, 1972. And his name is Jay Walker. Say it fast, Jay Walker, right? American football quarterback with the Minnesota Vikings, born in Los Angeles, California. Happy birthday, Jay Walker. And lastly on my list, we have Tatiana M. Ali, born in 1979 today. And she is the younger sister on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or she was, born in New York City. So that wraps up birthdays of famous people on this day, January 24th. Any questions, comments, or check-ins for this week's AREG Net? This is VA3CJZ. All right. So after a birthday, you get death. Famous deaths on January 24th. And we start with Caligula. And he passed away on this day in the year 41. And he's the third Roman emperor who was known for his eccentricity and cruel despotism. And he was assassinated at the age of 28 by his guards, I think. Praetorian guards. Oh, well. Next, we jump from 41 AD and go all the way to 1848. Horace Wells passed away in 1848. He's an American dentist who pioneered the use of medical anesthesia. And he commits suicide after committing a crime under the influence of chloroform at the age of 33. Chloroform was the first medical anesthesia that was discovered a year previous or two before this. All right. Next, we have passing away on this day in 1961, Alfred Carlton Gilbert. Not a very popular sounding name. That's because he's an American inventor and businessman who invented the erector set. That's the grandfather of Legos. One of the most popular toys of all time. Dies at the age of 76 in 1961. Winston Churchill passed away in 1965. He was 90 years old, born in 1874. He is or was the British Prime Minister for the Conservatives from 1940 to 45, and then again 51 to 55. And of course, during World War II, he was also a writer, and he won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1953. He dies of a stroke, age 90. January 24th, 1971, William Wilson passed away. He's an American co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous. He was born in 1895. Next, passing away, we have Larry Fine, passed away in 1975. Larry Fine was an American actor and comedian. He was one of the Three Stooges. Can you guess who? He dies at the age of 72. Anyone? Anyone know who Larry Fine was? He was a real curly-haired one. Bald on top, curly on the sides. All right. Next, we've got L. Ron Hubbard passing away in 1986. He's an American sci-fi writer and founder of the Scientology cult, it says here. He dies at the age of 74.
Holy snapping Jiminy Crickets, Batman.
Oh, there you go. You found the volume button.
I did. Somebody reminded me, and jumping Jehoshaphat's. I turned up the volume, and there you were. Victor Echo 3, Papa Delta Lima.
All right, Paul, you are in the log, and you are check-in number 19, along with everyone else who checked in with us on YouTube. Oh, and we also have our friend from Arkansas, Michael. Kilo India 5, Sierra Papa Alpha. Hello there, Michael. Hope everything is well with you. All right, and Paul, back to you, sir. What's new and exciting with you?
Well, I'm glad I got the number 19 because I still look like I'm 19 years old. So that's a great number to have for a check-in. Other than that, not much to add, Chuck.
Yeah, staying in, staying dry, staying warm. That's my plan.
Yeah, me too. I just finished my hunting course. I was being lazy at it here. I had 90 days to do it, so I finally finished it today with an 88%. So got to go and get it on the card and the outdoors card and all that good stuff tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be the big white hunter pretty soon.
I don't know about big, kind of short, but I do have gray hair, so I'll be the short white hunter.
With you can't say the big hair. Actually, well, yeah, if you let it grow out.
The round white hunter.
Rotund.
Please, I've been exercising, Mac. Come on.
Yeah, but what you've been exercising has reduced the. But never mind.
Hey, you'd be surprised how much elbow use trims up the belly size.
It sure does. It trims it up just perfect. Makes it even more rotund and robust.
If I told you lately, my friend, that you're a jerk.
Have I told you lately that I love you?
Never mind trying to kiss and make up now.
It's a different kind of love.
Copy that, sir. Always good to hear you in there, Mac. And Chuck, I won't keep it. I'm sure you got some more stuff to share with everyone, so I'll let you get back to it. Good to hear everyone that I've heard in here this evening, and hope everyone's doing well. V3PDO.
All right, Paul. Well, thanks for, I would say remembering, but you said you had to be reminded. But thank you nonetheless for your check-in, Paul.
Yeah, I remembered the instant I was reminded. It's funny how that works. Especially since I keyed up and checked in before anyone anyway.
Okay, my apologies for that moment of silence. Had to pour myself another cup of coffee. Doing all this talking there gets a little rough on the throat. So at least now we have some. Thanks, Paul. Do appreciate it. Say hi to the missus.
Copy that, sir. Thanks for letting me check in. P3PDO. Good night, all. 7-3. I probably won't be here till the end, but yeah, been a pleasure. Especially you, Mac.
See, I just got to go to bed early. That's where senior citizens belong.
Oh! Darn CBers. How you doing, Top?
I'm doing okay there, Paul. Good night, Paul.
No, I'm actually watching that television show, Power. and I'm taking a break from it to check in here, and you guys are interrupting me from turning around and watching it. Well, alrighty then. That's what I'm doing. So 7-3 V3PDL.
All right there, Paul and Tom. That gave me a moment to have a little bit of coffee, go down and smooth out the throat there so we can carry on. With that, let's see if there's anyone else out there wishing to check in with us here on the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm located in East Hamilton. Please come now. All right, so I guess we're going to continue on this day 152. All right, so we last left the founder of the Scientology cult passing away in 1986, L. Ron Hubbard. Next, another nice person, Ted Bundy. He passed away in 1989 at the age of 42, only because he was executed by electric chair. He's an American serial killer of up to 100 women during the 1970s. Executed in Florida via electric chair. Next, we've got Pernell Roberts passing away in the year 2010 on this day. He's an American actor. You might have noticed him on Bonanza. He was known as Adam, the older brother. He went on to become Trapper John, MD. Remember that? He dies at the age of 81 back in 2010. Next, we have Marvin Minsky passing away in 2016 on this day. He was an American artificial intelligence computer scientist with MIT, passing away at the age of 88. So you computer geeks out there would probably know who Marvin Minsky was, I would guess. The only reason I have this last person here on my list of people passing away on this day is because of the cool name. So passing away on this day in 2017 is Butch Trucks. That's right, Butch Trucks. He's an American rock drummer, or was, with the Allman Brothers Band. And he was 69 when he passed away. Sorry about your luck, Butch Trucks. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Anyways, that's the end of people passing away on this day. Any comments, questions, or check-ins? Please come now.
Victor Echo 3 Golf Bravo Delta.
All righty, George. Victor Echo 3 Golf Bravo. Oh, I've got it in the wrong spot. That's why it's making a funny name. Funny sound, I mean. Okay, George, got you in there. Come on in.
Not much to report, just getting all the garbage and everything out. I was listening earlier, but I have a house full of kids. They're always hanging out here, so didn't get a chance to key up until now. And now I'm taking garbage out, so yeah. Other than that, not much to report there. Chuck, thanks for doing the net, though, and hi, everybody on the net.
All right, George, you're sounding great this evening. Of course, you're full strength over at my location. And, well, George, you know, that's what happens when you feed kids all that sugar. You have to bounce around everywhere for a little while, and then they settle down.
Oh, no, my wife, every Wednesday, her daughter comes over with her kids. They have supper here, and they play, what is it, cribbage, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah,
crib.
And then we had her other daughter from up the street, the grandkids. It was like a house full. So yeah, it was busy.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Geez, I remember playing crib. Man, I don't know how many years it's been since I played crib, but I pretty much only take me a minute to remember how to play it. Oh, very good, George. Well, thank you for taking the time out and escaping and coming in and saying hello. I do appreciate it. You're number 21.
Ah, very good, very good. Yeah, we got actually like we've been cleaning our brother's house out. We've got this cribbage board made out of wood. Oh my God, this thing is beautiful. I don't think the wife's gonna sell it. That's for sure. And it's huge. It's about 3 feet tall. It's
Wow.
huge, but it's
Holy
so
smokes.
well made. It's very nice.
Oh gosh, yeah. Um, I've played on wooden ones, but I mean that was just the ones you got when you bought them out of the store there at Kmart or whatever back in the day. But yeah, that's like chess sets. I've seen some really nice ones made out of wood. I've seen some made out of stone, made out of marble. Uh, but cribbage, handcrafted cribbage set, eh? Very nice.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of it and send it to you. Let you see what it looks like. It's quite the board. Let me say. I think that'll take up most of my kitchen table.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. Sure, I'd love to see that. All right, George. Well, thanks for checking in. It sounds like everything's moving along. It is the 24th. You've got 1 week to finish up. Do you think you're going to do it?
Well, we hope so. We're going back up tomorrow. Gonna load up the vehicles again, and then go back up on the weekend. Yeah, we'll get her done. We'll get her done.
All right. Very good then. Okay. Well, I wish you good weather. It's going to be warm actually for the next several days, so you just got to dodge the raindrops. Okay, George. Thanks a bunch for checking in, my friend. I do appreciate it. Like I said, you're check-in number 21, and so we'll clear with you. And let's see if there's anyone else out there waiting in the wings that would like to check in with us and say hi. This is VA3CJZ with the AREG net for Wednesday, January 24th.
Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India.
Oh, VE3LBI. Larry, come on in.
Yep, thanks, Chuck. Just got here. Well, actually was in a couple minutes before, and I think George and I doubled up. What's new? Nothing. Snow, and then we got rain, so it's a little messy outside, that's for sure, but at least it's not freezing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the wife grabbed the shovel there. Was it yesterday, day before, when we got that snow? And it must have been what, maybe an inch. I've yet to touch a shovel, and so I'd like to go an entire winter without doing so. That would be nice. And did you hear? New York City had a 2-year snow drought, and they just finally broke that drought.
I bet you Buffalo would like that for once for a change. They got hit again.
Yeah, well, that's what makes it handy where we live here at the very tip of Lake Ontario, at the western tip. That weather deflects there and goes either above or below us, and we normally don't get what everyone else is getting. So that's good.
Yeah, we got more than an inch up here. I probably could have gotten a snowblower out, but We actually shoveled it twice, so second time around it wasn't as much, but we definitely got more than an inch up here.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't outside to measure it, but from what I could see indoors, it was nothing. But had to clear our path and clear the sidewalk. Yeah. Well, like I said, several days of nice weather, maybe rain. Nice weather, I mean, no snow. That's what I mean. So, anyways, you been active on the radio?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep, active on POTA, and been playing a little bit of FT8 at night. Kind of interesting to get some of the different countries, and had a lot of fun just across. Most of it I've been working on this on 30 meters, but pretty active.
Oh, yeah. I've been actually, I dusted off my handheld scanner, my Uniden Bearcat. Been going through that, and a few of my handhelds I bought. Actually, a couple of new handhelds, and just playing around with those.
I take it you're still waiting for that radio that you ordered?
Yes, sir. Same one that Wade got. Pretty cheap, $29, 25, something like that.
Any idea of delivery, or I don't know?
Yeah, right around Valentine's Day, a couple days before, maybe.
Well, that's all right. Good stuff. Okay. All right, that's it, Chuck. I'll pass it back to you, and carry on. I'll be listening along.
Okay, very good. Larry, you're check-in number 22, if you're wondering. Let's see if there's anyone else out there listening and would like to stop in and say hi. This is VA3CJZ with the weekly Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now. All right. So we're done with, we'll clear with Larry, and we're done with the people passing away on this day in history. Let's go to historical events on this day, January 24th. And we'll start with William the First declared an outlaw. In 1568, on this day, January 24th, in the Netherlands, Duke of Alva declares William I of Orange an outlaw. I know there's a few Dutch people here, or with Dutch descent, or family members of Dutch descent. My wife is Dutch. And so our next story goes to 1616 on this day, again with the Dutch. But Dutch mariners Jacob Lemaire and Willem Schouten are the first Europeans to discover Lemaire Strait. That's Tierra del Fuego. And they go on around the Cape Horn of California. Now, for those of you who don't know, Tierra del Fuego is at the very southern tip, almost Antarctica. It's at the southern tip of South America. There you go. 1616, Dutch mariners. Next, we have the California Gold Rush. On this day in 1848, James Marshall finds gold in Sutter's Mill in Coloma, California. And that's what started the gold rush. All right, because you hear about the 49ers, eh? Those are all people mining for gold in 1849. That's where the term 49ers comes from, by the way. So next we go to the year 1890 on this day. The world's oldest wooden sculpture, the Shigear Idol, radiocarbon dated to 12,500 years old, was discovered in a peat bog near Kalata, Middle Urals. The Ural Mountains are in Russia, I do believe. That's the oldest thing I've ever heard of being found. 12,500 years. Wow. Next, let's go to the year 1899 on this day. Rubber heel for boots or shoes is patented by American Humphrey O'Sullivan. Where do you get rubber, you ask? Where do rubber trees grow best? Rubber comes off trees. I do believe it's the bark. If you don't strip them too much, the trees live and they regrow some more rubber. But if you're greedy, you're killing the tree. So rubber trees are grown in regions that are hot and moist. So you have Africa, you have Central and South America, and you have Asia, which is the chief producer. So yeah, Africa is second with 250,000 tons of natural rubber. And Central and South America only has 31,700. But Asia has 3,207,100 tons. Wow, that's a lot.
Comment VA3IMW.
Yes, sir. Go ahead for comment, Mac.
Yep, QSO. Rubber is comprised of a natural sap that is tapped from trees. They'll actually score the tree and collect it, not much like collecting maple syrup or anything like that, but they simply score the bark and allow the material to ooze out. The tree bark harvested, I think you're thinking of cork. Cork is a material that is harvested as a tree bark, but rubber is basically the rubber tree sap that's collected. Back to you.
Okay, very good, Mac. Well, thank you for that clarification. I was not sure, and thank you for that. So don't drink that stuff. And cork is the bark part. Okay, very good. Thanks again, Mac. Any other comments or questions or facts that I said wrong? Okay, moving on. We go to Scouting for Boys. In 1908, Lieutenant General Robert Baden-Powell publishes Scouting for Boys as a manual for self-instruction in outdoor skills and self-improvement. The book becomes the inspiration for the Scout movement. All right. Well, remember all those cold temperatures we got not too long ago, and especially out west. Oh my, minus 50, minus 60 with the wind chill. Well, on this day, 1922, Danbury, Wisconsin made a state record of minus 48 Celsius. That's minus 54 Fahrenheit for you, Larry. All right. Next, we have the Eskimo pie being patented on this day in 1922. The Eskimo pie was patented by Christian K. Nelson of Iowa. And no, he was not an Eskimo. It actually says it right here.
Question, Chuck?
Yes, sir. Go ahead with the call sign, please.
Yeah, Chuck, Chris. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Whiskey. Nelson being the last name, would that be like Nelson's Dairy, perhaps?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say that. You'd have to look up who Christian K. Nelson is. Go ahead and Google that and let us know if he's part of the Nelson Dairy.
Yeah, QSL. No, the name Nelson, I thought of Nelson Dairy, so I'll let you know before the end of the net.
Okay, very good. I also saw a thing on the Food Network today about Dairy Queen and Carvel ice cream and how they started and how they became big, and it was very interesting. Yeah. And of course, Dairy Queen was basically the very first to become a fast food place, franchise business. Anyways, let's go to 1924. On this day, the Russian city of St. Petersburg is renamed Leningrad. and then it changed back in 1991 to St. Petersburg. So those of you wondering, that's where Leningrad used to be. All right, in 1925 on this day, a moving picture of a solar eclipse is taken from a dirigible over Long Island. A dirigible is similar to a Zeppelin airship. And yeah, solar eclipse. Very cool. Next, we have the very first beer in a can. And that's in 1935. The first canned beer, called Kruger's Cream Ale, is sold by American company Kruger Brewing Company. Kruger is spelled Krueger. There you go. Krueger. Kruger's or Kruger Brewing Company. All right, let's go to 1939 on this day. 30,000 people are killed by an earthquake in Concepcion, Chile. Chile is prone to some deadly earthquakes. They had one a few years ago, not that long ago. Wiped out a whole village. Next, let's go to 1947. The NFL adds a fifth official, the back judge, and allows sudden death in playoffs. That's back in 1947 on this day. Let's go to the year 1950. Jackie Robinson signs the highest contract in Dodger history, $35,000. So if you were to ask your Google Assistant or whatever how much 35 grand from 1950 is worth today, I'm sure it would be up there. Another state record, this one in Hawaii, and in the year 1956, 96.5 centimeters of precipitation at Kilauea Plantation, Hawaii. As I mentioned, a state record. That's just under 1 meter. 96.5 centimeters. That's 3 feet. That's a lot. All right, let's jump to 1958 on this day. After warming to 100 million degrees, two light atoms are bashed together to create a heavier atom, resulting in the first man-made nuclear fusion. That was back in 1958. And in 1962, on this day, January 24th, 28 refugees escaped from East to West Germany. Must have been the biggest group to be mentioned here. All right, next we've got Epstein signs with the Beatles in 1962 on this day. Brian Epstein signs management contract with the Beatles. And still with 1962, Jackie Robinson is the first African American elected to baseball's Hall of Fame. Bob Feller is also elected. All right, let's jump to 1963. Buddy Rogers and Lou Thesz wrestle in Toronto. Rogers becomes WWF wrestling champ, and Lou Thesz becomes NWA champion. That's back when wrestling was more real than it is now. But they still do get hurt. There's no question about that. All right, let's jump one more year ahead. 1964 on this day, 24th Amendment to the United States Constitution goes into effect and states voting rights could not be denied due to failure to pay taxes. I'm guessing at one point they said that you couldn't vote if you didn't pay your taxes. That, or they figured out that no matter what, every politician needs everyone to vote possible. All right, sticking with 1964, CBS purchases the 1964 and 1965 NFL TV rights for $28.2 million. That's back in 1964, folks. That also would be worth a ton of money today. Next, we've got the Apple Macintosh personal computer. In 1984, Apple Computer Inc. unveils its revolutionary Macintosh personal computer. Larry, did you buy one in 1984? VE3LBI.
I never owned a Mac in my life, a Macintosh radio, Macintosh computer in my life. No, it's always been probably an Intel, but no, never had one.
Okay, I had to check. All right, so let's jump to 1986 on this day. Voyager 2 makes the first flyby of Uranus, and that's 81,593 kilometers away, and finds new moons. That's back in 1986 when Voyager makes the first flyby of Uranus. Now we go to 1988. We have the very first WWF Royal Rumble. And Jim Duggan wins. You know who Jim Duggan is? It's Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the hillbilly, wore the coveralls. I actually met him at a Blockbuster Video in Stony Creek when he was doing a signing appearance. So my friend brought his son and I went along, and we got to meet Hacksaw Jim Duggan. 1989, on this day, the first reported case of AIDS transmitted by heterosexual oral sex. Okay. Let's go to 2006. Walt Disney International and Bob Iger announced it is buying computer animation film studio Pixar for $7.4 billion. That's back in 2006. In 2016, on this day, January 24th, TV drama The X-Files returns after 13 years, reuniting lead actors David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, and produced again by Chris Carter. I used to watch that. And now let's go to 2019. 17 temperature records are broken in South Australia. They're in a heat wave at this very moment. Broken in South Australia, including highest ever recorded for the capital, Adelaide, at 46.6 Celsius. I understand they're facing 40 degrees now as we speak. So this was back in 2019. 17 records broken. All right, 2022. At least 34 people are killed and 65,000 left homeless after two different tropical storms batter Madagascar and Mozambique, with Madagascar particularly affected. And still with 2022, a coup in Burkina Faso as military announced on TV they have overthrown President Roch Kabore after his failure to stem an Islamic insurgency. Interesting. 2023 now. Adani Enterprises, owned by Gautam Adani, the world's third richest man, loses $108 billion in value after investment firm Hindenburg Research publishes report alleging stock manipulation and accounting fraud. Ouch. More temperatures. In 2023, the coldest winter in a decade in Afghanistan has killed at least 124 people and 70,000 livestock. This is just last year, leaving many areas cut off. Especially, they have lots of villages in mountainous areas. And as you know, with elevation, you get more snow. So, yeah, Afghanistan is known for that. All right, the very last story on events on this day is last year, on this day, January 24th, the doomsday clock reset 90 seconds until midnight, the closest it has ever been. Set up in 1947 by the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists to partly to the war in Ukraine. And that's it for on this day in history. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun researching all of it and relaying it back to you. And do we have any comments or questions or check ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group? Please come now.
Recheck VE3LBI.
Okay, Larry, stand by one. Was there someone else? Go ahead.
CJW follow up.
Okay, you stand by and we'll let Larry go. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, you mentioned about the eclipse. Funny you did that. I say funny, but April 8th this year, we have one. A full sun eclipse, middle of the day. And it'll be probably one of the last ones we'll see in North America for quite a while on April the 8th.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. Up until recently, I thought it was April 28th. I was excited about that because that's our daughter's birthday, and but now I stand corrected. But I was right on the 8th portion of it, just not the 28th. So, yeah, it'll be visible to most of us here in this part of the world. So, very good.
Visible, but don't look at it. Yeah, as a matter of fact, they're changing some of the school hours because of it. I don't know. I think they're supposed to have, what do they call it, a PA day or something like that. And they're moving it so the kids will actually be in school, not outside.
Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah. They're going to have to keep telling people not to look at it because people are just stupid for the most part. But, anyways. Okay, Larry, anything else?
No, just some interesting facts about it. It's kind of funny, some of the stuff I read about it. Like, for instance, a good article I had was chickens, for instance, becomes dark, they'll probably roost. And by the time that the comes back up again, they'll start looking for food again, just like a normal day. So, anyway, that's it, Chuck. Thanks.
Yeah, the roosters will be all confused. Absolutely. Okay, Larry, so let's go to Chris now, VA3CJW.
VA3CJZ, VA3CJW. Thanks, Chuck. Just a follow-up to your on this day. Christian Kent Nelson was indeed a part of the Nelson dairy family, according to Smithsonian. And an interesting fact, he invented the what was called the Eskimo Pie Bar in 1920, and by 1922, he was earning $2,000 per day in royalties. $2,000 per day in royalties in 1922.
Okay. Well, what I have here is it says in 22 he patented the Eskimo pie. So very good then. Thanks for the update there, Chris.
Yeah, QSL. He did patent it in 22, but he actually had invented it under a different name in 1920. But within 2 years, he was making $2,000 a day in 1922 dollars on his invention.
Yeah, that's like that first Dairy Queen soft ice cream one, because before them, it was all hard ice cream. I watched this thing on the Food Network today, as I mentioned, and before Dairy Queen, it was all hard ice cream. They were the first to make a machine and perfect it so that it would come out with your soft ice cream. So that was very interesting. Thanks, Chris. Do appreciate it. Do we have any other comments or questions or check-ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group? Please come now. All right, nothing heard. So let's go to the top of the list and see if I put anyone to sleep. VA3AXJ, last round.
Yeah, still here, Chuck. Enjoyed it. Interesting. Yeah. Eskimo pie. I can't remember if I ever had one of those.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure you did, Rick. I'm sure you did, as well as all the other variations. But back in the 70s, I know they were pretty popular.
Yeah, really, eh? Okay, thanks for doing the net. It was interesting. This will be my 7-3 round. So, yeah, getting kind of nods here. Nodding off here on the mic. So, anyhow, 7-3 to everybody on the frequency. VA3XJ, we're going to be QRT. Bye for now.
Okay, Rick, thanks for tagging along and checking in with us tonight. Reading on YouTube here, Wayne B. In Mississauga said he still has 2 Apple II Plus computers. Very good. And what radio am I waiting for? I'm waiting for the Quansheng UVK5 or K6 coming in the mail. Apparently, it's open all the way up to, you can open them all the way up to 600 megahertz. Crazy stuff for under $30. You can't go wrong. So, yeah, Quansheng UVK6. But it's also under the title K5, but there's an 8 in the parenthesis that also means K6. So they have so many variations on radios out there, it's not funny. But anyways, Wayne, that's the one. Okay, so let's go to Mac now. VA3 IMW. Okay, Mac is indisposed at the moment. Let's see if Wade is around. You don't have to come to the radio, Wade. Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha.
VA3 CJZ, VA3 NCA. I know I made it back, Chuck. Yeah, and I did miss the middle. Well, I didn't miss it. I was on YouTube listening along. Yeah, we did have a fire on campus. It was a small one. Nobody was hurt. Minimal damage, but the hallways reek of smoke right now. It was an electrical fire in the sub-basement, and they got it under control. Downside is not all the electronic locks came back open, so I had to face a bunch of students who were trying to get into their tutorial in one of the computer labs. So we're going to have to figure out why the electronic locks didn't come back on. A metal key wouldn't have failed like that after a power failure, but nonetheless, the computer ones did. So some people got a free night from their tutorial. But I guess the important bit is that the fire's out and there were no serious damage and no injuries, so that's a good thing. The only thing I did catch some of the end of the like on the air, some of the end of your stuff there about the eclipse. You can get your eclipse glasses there on the eclipse2024.org website. That also shows that on that day we'll actually be in the path of totality, so we should have a pretty good view. Assuming you have the right glasses, we should have a pretty good view of the eclipse on that day. So I'm looking forward to that. When we had the one back in, was it October? I was in Chicago at the time, and it wasn't a very good position to be in to see it. But nonetheless, just in case I might have been able to catch a glimpse, I picked up a set of glasses while I was there from the places that were selling it. Then it turned out that it was all overcast and cloudy. I wasn't going to get a view of it even if I did have my glasses. So anyways, long story medium is that I have them all ready for April now. So if you want to take a look and need a pair of glasses, you can get them from the website eclipse2024.org. And with that, I'll send it back to you there, Chuck. Thanks for doing it. If I have a moment, I'll check in on YouTube next week, but unfortunately I won't be near a radio, so I'll have to say my 73s for this week and next. And I'll catch you on the next one after that. VA3NCA. I'll send it back to net control.
Okay, Wade, very good. So again, that website is it eclipse2024.org or is it Solar Eclipse?
It should be eclipse2024.org. That's what I'm looking at right now, and it has good information. Once you're in there, actually what I'll do is I'll post the full URL that talks about the Toronto Hamilton area on the AREG Facebook site and on the Discord, and you can click on it there. It takes you right to the page about what you can expect in the Toronto Hamilton area. But the website as a whole is eclipse2024.org. Back to you there, Chuck.
Okay, very good then, Wade. Thanks for that. And thankfully, the fire wasn't too bad. But yeah, that smell's gonna stick around for a while. There might be some scrubbing, some what do you call it, remediation from people to come in to clean up. Okay, thanks again, Wade, and good luck on while you're away, and we'll catch you next time. Take care. Next, I'd like to say thanks to Wayne, VA3FMB, and VE3FJJ, and VE3KKP, VE3IUK, and Mark VE3RYI for checking in with us, as well as Michael KI5SPA for checking in with us on YouTube. My next check-in was Pierre. Don't know if he's still around, but let's give him a shout. VE3BMO. VA3NFG. Steve, last round.
Yeah, go ahead. Chuck, are we making it? Hang on, let me switch to my power here.
All right. Yes, we are live.
I've been listening. And I'm sending it back to you just in case I'm not making the trip too well. VA3NFG.
Okay there, Steve. Yeah, it was a little bit rough. If we didn't have anyone else keying up, it'd be better. But anyways, thanks for that, Steve. Do appreciate your check-in, sir. And you enjoy the weekend when you get to it. And so we'll clear with Steve and see if Tom is still around for last round. VE3MQ.
Yeah, I'm still here just listening along as well. Nothing else. VE3MQ, just listening.
All right, Tom. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for checking in. Do appreciate it, sir. Have a great rest of the evening. Let's see if my neighbor has done the dishes. VE3WKG, Kevin. Okay. Marty, I think, is one and done, but let's see. VE3QEE. VA3CJW. Chris.
Yeah, Chuck's still here. I just had to pause the YouTube. I've caught it running in the background. I don't want to cross over. So, yeah, 73, Chuck, you and everyone else still on frequency. Another great week input for the AREG net. A wonderful way to spend the rest of the evening. Lots of fun and interesting information. Just a word of warning to everybody out there. Stay away from what looks like ice, because when it gets warm, it will be solid. It'll be very, very slushy, and you don't really want to be walking on it to go right through. Also, just take care of yourselves, health-wise. A lot of people get sick when the temperatures start going up and down. So Best wishes for good health, and thanks again for the net this week, Chuck. 73 to you and everyone else on frequency. VA3CJZ from VA3CJW, Chris in North Burlington. 73.
Okay, Chris. Well, thank you very much for that advice as well. I just read a story, actually, or I saw it on the news. 20 people had to be rescued because of their ice breaking away. Ice fishermen, I'm guessing. And so 20 people had to be rescued on Lake Erie. So actually, they just opened up the Rideau Canal for the first time in 2 years. They've been thinking about not even doing it anymore because of the climate change and all that. But nonetheless, the Rideau Canal, longest skating rink in the world, has opened this year after 2 years. So the conditions are, if the conditions are not cold enough, don't take the chance. Good advice there, Chris. All right, well, let's see if PDL is with us. VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Last call, Paul. All right, let's go to Tom, see if he's there. He probably went to bed, but VE3 Charlie Echo uniform. All right, VA3 OYL.
Sorry, the printer's going in the background here. I'll say 7-3. Good net, Chuck, and thanks for doing it as always. And hopefully we'll catch you next week. Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Yankee Lima.
Yeah, they need to make a quiet printer. They sure can get noisy. Okay, Debbie, thank you so much for joining us and sticking around. I hope you enjoyed yourself. It was a pleasure having you, as always. So we'll clear with VA3 OYL. Next, we've got George, VE3 GBD. And last on my list is Larry, VE3 LBI.
Yep, we're just finishing up here, Chuck. Thanks very much for doing it. And it's unfortunately the mentality of some people, but it does happen. Anyways, again, thanks for doing it. I'll say 7-3, VE3 LBI.
Absolutely. Okay, Larry, thank you so much for checking in with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed yourself as well. And before I close the net, let's do one more call out for any last minute check-ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ. Please come now.
VA3 IMW recheck for last call.
Ah, there he is. VA3 IMW. We missed you. Come on in.
Yeah, you missed me. I missed you. Something like that. When I heard Wade, I thought, oh, well. Yeah, I stepped away from the radio for just a second, to refill my hot chocolate. But thanks for doing it. Great net as usual. And I'll turn it back to you so you can finish up.
Okay, very good, Mac. I'm glad you got back. I almost forgot for a split second there, but I was going to call you back. And so thanks for joining us, Mac. And we'll talk to you again soon, I'm sure. And so with that, is there anyone else out there wishing to check in? Any last minute check-ins for this week's AREG net? Please come now. All right, well, it's time to put a bow on it. And so this week we had 21 check-ins, including the YouTube stream. I thank you all. And until next week, we'll be here at the same bat time, same bat channel. And stay safe, 7-3, and good night. So long. I now return the frequency back to regular amateur use.